Hello traders, in this video we're going to go over the results from my mid-cap market open day trading plan. I took 101 trades. The goal was to take 100 trades and to see if this plan was profitable or not. So we're going to go over all the results in just a moment. This plan, which here's a little piece of it right here, is available on patreon.com/tradingarmor at the battle plans tier level. All of my trading plans are available there. And if you pledge at that level, you also get access to everything else that I offer on the Patreon page, which includes spreadsheets, includes trading calculators, all kinds of things to help you along your trading journey. So that's that. So let's take a look at the plan, the spreadsheet, and the results. As I said, the goal was to take this out to 100 trades. We accomplished that. We ended up taking 101 trades. It took about 3 months. We started on June 17th. I was not able to trade every single day, but I was able to trade most days. There was also one instance where I broke my trading plan and I forced myself into trader rehab for a week, and it was a great thing. It really helped me analyze what was going on with the plan and what kind of led up to breaking the plan, all those kind of things. So that just added one more week. That's why I brought that up. So let's take a look. We took, eventually we just stuck with 3 trades at the open. At the very beginning, the plan allowed up to 10 trades. I never took more than 6. But after the first week and a half or so of trading, I decided not to take trade 4, 5, and 6 and beyond, because they all ended up red. So I just kept it to just 3 trades. The risk management system was all or nothing to our trading. So that means that every single trade I entered, the reward was 2 times the risk. And what happens when you do that is that 1 winner knocks out 2 losers. So that's a cool thing. The other benefit is that your break-even win rate is only 33%. Anything above 33% will be a profitable trading system. So the other thing that I did was to protect the account from big losses just in case the system doesn't work, which is always possible no matter what anybody says or what you read in a book. If you start trading a system or a setup or something like that, you never know if it's going to be profitable for you or not until you trade it with at least 100 trades. There's something called the law of large numbers, and that's where that 100 trades comes from. Generally, if you take something out to 100 tests, then it's not, the results aren't going to change that much more if you took it out all the way to 1,000. But if you go, say, from 2 tests to 30 tests or something like that, the results can vary quite a bit. So that's why we take it out to 100 trades. All right, now let's take a look at the results. We'll scroll down through this slowly, and I'll mention also, there's where we talked about the trader rehab. There was a day on August 6th where I broke my plan. Again, at this point, my plan was to only take 3 trades, and I ended up taking 5 trades out of frustration that day. And also, it was a day that ended up being, there was a lot going on that day, and I should not have traded that day. So that all kind of called for trader rehab, and that's what happened there. And we came out of that, and the first trade ended up being the least profitable trade. In fact, it was unprofitable out of the first 3 trades. So if we, again, let me just zoom out really quickly here so you can kind of get just an idea based on the color. I know you can't read anything here, but if you just look over at this column right here, this is all trade number 1. You can see it's mostly red. And then in trade number 2, you see a lot more green relative to red, and the same thing with trade number 3. So now I'm going to zoom back in so we can read what's going on here, and we'll look at the overall results. So with that trade number 1 mixed in with the results, we ended up minus 2R, so slightly unprofitable. But as soon as you remove that first trade, I copied all the data over to another spreadsheet and just removed that first trade. Here's what happened. We ended up 13R. So if you just use that first entry as a signal that you just watch that play out, I have this all written in the trading plan. If you use that first entry that we were taking and you just sit there and watch it and you say, okay, if I got in at this price point, then my stop loss would be here, my profit target would be here. You watch the trade play out. If the trade stops you out, then you take the next entry, and that becomes your first trade. So if we would have done that from the beginning, these would be the results basically. Trade number 2 would become trade number 1, trade number 3 would become trade number 2, etc. So this case, if we remove that first trade, we took 57 trades in total. We ended up 13R in the profit, and if you extrapolate that out to 100 trades, you get to about 22R, and that's really cool. My kind of ideal goal with this trading plan was to get to a win rate of about 40%. Keep in mind, these numbers are not accurate on this plan on this spreadsheet. They're accurate for the original spreadsheet, but the ideal goal was to get the win rate to about 40%. And if you are at 40%, what's going to happen after 100 trades? You're going to be up 20 times your risk. If you take it out to 1,000 trades, you'll be up 200 times your risk. So whatever your risk is, if it's $10, $100, $1,000, you multiply it times that 20 after 100 trades, or 200 after 1,000 trades, and that's how much you could potentially be in the profit. So that was basically the big takeaway from this test, was that this plan works, but you need to use that first entry as a signal and not as an actual trade. And that has all been updated in the plan. In fact, it's the very first thing I wrote in the plan. I've also added a lot. This plan is 13 pages long. There's a lot of information in here. There's a lot of links to videos, and there's a lot of screenshots of charts and things like that, and graphical representations of the entry, exit, stop loss. So if you're interested in trading this plan and trying it out for yourself, seeing if it can be profitable for you, as I said, it's available at patreon.com/tradingarmor. And I strongly suggest, if you try it out, to just trade with one single share until you take 100 trades and collect the data on those trades and find out if it's profitable for you as well. So let me know if you have any questions about this. Appreciate everyone who's been watching all along and waiting for these results of this plan, and also for my Patreons that are helping support me taking these tests and seeing if these plans work or not. And also I'd like to let you know that I now am working on a small cap market open test. If you're kind of on the fence of, what should you be trading, mid caps, small caps, large caps? The reason why I chose mid caps is because they generally are a lot less volatile. They can still offer a lot of volume and liquidity, but you're just risking a lot less money when you're still trying things out. So I would suggest, if you're brand new to trading, then mid caps are a lot safer choice than small caps. And if you get the hang of trading this mid cap plan, I'll probably be done with a small cap test by that time, and then you can try that one out. And that one's maybe a little bit more exciting, a little bit more fun, because the stocks are more volatile and the reward can be greater, but the risk is also much greater. So if you're not very good at trading yet, small caps are kind of an advanced place to start. So anyway, as I said, let me know if you have any questions about this plan or about the results of the test trades, or about the Patreon or anything like that, and I'll get back to you in the comment section below. As always, no matter whether you trade my plan, your own plan, or someone else's plan, you should be using a plan to trade with. Otherwise, you don't know if what you're doing really works or not. Make sure you stick to that plan 100% of the time, because otherwise the data you collect will be meaningless if you don't stick to the plan. And then always take your stop losses, honor your profit target, and in the long run, you should be green. Take care.